Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever walked into a place, maybe a room, a shop, a church, even a family gathering, and you didn't say much, you didn't even try to impress anyone, but somehow, people just start looking at you, like, why are they looking at you like you're the main character in a movie you didn't audition for? And don't lie. At least once you've thought, am I famous and nobody told me? Because today we're talking about something wild, not looks, not money, not loud confidence. We're talking about presence, and according to ideas inspired by Carl Jung, your presence can speak louder than your mouth ever will. So today, I'm showing you 3 powerful signs your presence is irresistible, and trust me, if even one of these sounds like you might be dangerous. In a good way, all right, let's go. Sign 1. People react to you before you even speak. Okay, this one is funny because it feels unfair. You just enter a place, silent, calm, maybe even tired. And suddenly people start acting different. Some get shy, some fix their clothes, some suddenly become too busy on their phone like they weren't staring 2 seconds ago, and you're just standing there like, did I miss my introduction scene? Let me tell you a quick story. There was a guy I knew in school, very quiet guy, didn't talk much, nothing flashy, but every time he entered class, even the loudest people would go a bit quiet, not because he was scary, but because his presence felt heavy, calm, certain, like, this guy is aware of himself. And that's the key word, awareness. People don't react to noise. They react to energy that feels centered. According to Jung-inspired psychology ideas, when someone is deeply grounded internally, people unconsciously feel it. You don't need to announce yourself. Your presence already did the announcement. If people ever said you look serious, even when you're just thinking about jollof rice, yeah, this might be you. Be honest with me. Have you ever walked into a place and noticed people acting different around you for no reason? Comment, yes, or I think so. Let's see how many main characters we have here. Sign 2. People overthink what you think about them. This one is where it gets funny. You say one sentence, just one, something like, okay, and suddenly someone is going, wait, did I offend him? Why did he say it like that? Is he mad at me? Should I apologize? Bro, relax. You didn't even mean anything, but your presence made them care too much. This is a big sign your presence is strong. People start imagining your thoughts even when you didn't give them any. I had a friend like this. She would just look at you quietly, and you'd start fixing your entire life, like, did I say something wrong in 2019? But here's the psychology behind it. When someone has strong presence, they create what Jung would describe as an internal projection screen. People start projecting meaning onto them. In simple words, you become important in their mind without trying. And let me be honest, this is not about being intimidating. It's about being emotionally noticeable, like your silence feels loud. If you ever said nothing in a calm tone and someone apologized immediately, congratulations, you have presence. You didn't win an argument, you won psychology. Tell me this, are you the type people think is mad when you're just quiet? Be honest. Sign 3. Your absence changes the energy of the room. Now this is the final boss level. You leave a place, and suddenly the vibe changes, like someone turned the brightness down. People become less expressive, less talkative, less alive, and you're thinking, wow, I didn't know I was the Wi-Fi signal for this place. Let me give you a real-life example. There was a guy in a workplace I visited once, very calm guy, not loud, not even the funniest. But when he wasn't around, people would literally say, it feels different today, not because he was doing anything special, but because his presence anchored the environment. That's powerful, because most people think influence is about speaking. No, sometimes influence is just being there. Jung's psychology talks about this idea that humans are deeply sensitive to emotional balance in groups, so when someone stable is present, the environment adjusts around them. Funny truth, if you leave a group and suddenly nobody knows what to talk about, like it's just silence, awkward smiles, somebody suddenly checking their phone like it has emergency news, you might just be the background processor of the group. Yeah, I said it. You know, like when your phone is running too many apps and everything slows down when one thing closes, that's you in human form. Now be honest with me for a second. Has anyone ever said to you, "It felt different when you left"? Or, have you ever left a place and you felt it, like you walked out, but somehow the vibe walked out with you? Yeah, that's the thing nobody explains properly. So let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense. No big grammar, no complicated psychology lecture, just real-life understanding. Your presence is made of three things: how calm you are inside, how aware you are of yourself, how little you try to impress. That's it. No magic, no mystery, just that. And funny enough, most people think presence is about doing more, but it's actually about doing less. Internally, let me explain. 1. How calm you are inside. Some people walk into a room and their mind is like, do they like me? Am I standing pravino? Should I laugh now or later? Why did I just blink like that? That energy is loud, even if your mouth is quiet. But when someone is calm inside, it's like their energy says, I'm okay, nothing to prove. And people feel that instantly, even if they don't understand it. 2. How aware you are of yourself. This one is funny because it's not about being confident, it's about being present. You know those people who are always reacting to everything? They walk in, they react. They hear something, they react. Someone jokes, they overreact. But someone with presence, they observe first. They don't rush to fill silence. And strangely, that silence becomes powerful. 3. How little you try to impress. This one is the biggest secret. Because let's be honest, the moment someone tries too hard, people feel it. It's like when someone is laughing too much at their own joke. You start wondering if the joke is actually funny, or they're just forcing it. But when someone is just natural, not performing, not chasing approval, that's when people start paying attention without knowing why. The butterfly truth. Let me give you a picture you'll never forget. It's like trying to catch a butterfly with your hands. The more you chase it, the more it flies away. But when you just sit still, it comes closer on its own, maybe even lands on you. Weird, right? But that's literally life. Attention works the same way. Let me just say this clearly. Some people think presence is talking loud, acting rich, dressing like you're in a music video every day, posting deep quotes like, "I am the storm," every morning. No. Sometimes presence is just, bro walked in and didn't apologize for existing. And somehow, that energy is enough. No announcement needed, no introduction needed. Just you. So here's what I want you to understand. If people react when you walk in, people overthink your silence, people feel your absence, don't panic. Don't overthink it. Don't suddenly start acting weird like, maybe I should talk more, maybe I should smile more, maybe I should blink less. No. It just means something simple. Your presence is speaking before your words do. That's it. And maybe the real twist is this. You didn't become powerful. You just stopped interrupting your own presence. Let that sink in for a second. Engagement moment. Very important. Now I want to hear from you. Which one do you relate to the most? 1. People act different when you enter. 2. People overthink what you think of them. 3. Your absence changes the energy. Be honest. No pretending. Drop the number in the comments. Let's see something real. And one last thing before we go. If you ever notice that people feel your presence, don't turn it into pressure. Don't try to maintain it. Don't start acting like you're a CEO of silence. Just stay natural. Because the moment you try to control presence, you lose it. Funny how life works. And also, if you want, in the next video I can show you something even deeper. How to build silent presence without changing your personality. Because honestly, you don't need to become louder, you just need to become more comfortable being you. All right, I'll leave you with this thought. Some people don't enter rooms. They don't even announce themselves. They don't walk in trying to fix the energy or become the loudest sound in the space. They don't start laughing too early just to fit in. They don't force conversations just to be noticed. They just show up, simple, quiet, normal. But somehow, something shifts, not in a dramatic movie explosion kind of way, more like a subtle change in the air. Like when a fan turns on in a quiet room and nobody says anything, but everyone feels it. And it's funny because nobody agrees on it out loud. No one says, "Hey, did you feel that?" But they feel it. They adjust without thinking. Sitting posture changes, tone of voice changes, even silence starts behaving differently, and you're just standing there like, I literally didn't do anything. I just came here. And that's the strange part. The people who have the strongest presence are usually not the ones trying to have it. They're not performing. They're not chasing reactions. They're not asking, "Do you see me?" Because deep down, they already carry something steady inside them, something that doesn't need approval to exist. And here's where it gets even more interesting. When someone like that leaves the room, you don't always notice it immediately. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but slowly. The room becomes just a little bit lighter, a little bit noisier, a little bit less focused, and someone eventually says, it feels different now. But nobody can explain why, because presence doesn't shout, it doesn't explain itself. It just influences everything around it. And maybe the real message here is simple. You've probably been thinking presence is something you need to build or learn or perform, but sometimes it's more about removing the noise inside you than adding anything outside you. So if you've ever walked into a place and felt like people noticed you before you spoke, don't overthink it. Don't try to control it, and don't suddenly start acting different just to maintain it, because the moment you try to force presence, you start losing it. Funny how that works, right? The more you try to hold it, the more it slips. So just stay natural, stay grounded, let yourself be normal. Because sometimes the most powerful people in the room are the ones who aren't trying to be anything at all. And I'll leave you with this final image. Some people don't enter rooms. They don't announce themselves. They don't chase attention. They don't ask for space. They just arrive. And without saying a word, the room quietly makes space for them.